Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be looking at the defensive partnerships and options that are out there linked with Manchester United. And oh boy, do we have some players to talk about. Don't think about to get into detail with all of them, but I'll give it a best try to give some information for each and every one. So who have we got lined up? Well, so far in this window, we've already been linked with Ligt, 24 from Bayern Munich. We've got Guehi, the Palace defender, doing great on England duty. Who else we got? Antonio Silva from Benfica, strongly linked with us at the start of the transfer window. We, of course, have Leny Yoro linked with us strongly over the last couple of days, 18 from Lille. Let's not forget, we've got Guehi, 20-year-old superb defender, again at Atlanta. In recent days, it's also been rumoured that 25-year-old Yoro from Barcelona has actually turned down a contract, and he was someone we were originally thinking of, but extremely priced out the market on that one, and it may be that he now might come back into play as well. Over on the left side of the defence, obviously we've heard quite a lot about Gerard Brandtwaite. He's the 22-year-old over at Everton. And there's also another one I'm just going to quickly bring up and get some stats in there for too. He was briefly linked with us, and he has been more strongly linked with some of our competitors in recent weeks. And that is Calafiori, and he's again 22, and another brilliant left-sided or left-footed centre-back. If you've seen my video on the tactics and formations, then you've probably already seen the sort of setup that could well happen in the next season. And one of those is that we probably are looking for another left-sided centre-back that can either replace Lisha Martinez in certain games, or, in terms of be his backup as well in some other games. These first four defenders are build-up players and are very confident and comfortable progressing with the ball forward and with the ball at the feet. These are similar sort of qualities that we've come to enjoy from Lisandro Martinez, and they would be very suitable alongside him or in his place. Two of the options here can and do play on the left side. Matthijs de Ligt, he's a solid defender. He was on the left side of defence in his first season. A couple of injuries last season, but he's certainly a lot more creative, and he was pushing ahead, and he was a lot more connected with the passing and that sort of attacking part of his game, and less in the defensive action. So fewer tackles and a lot fewer blocks whilst he was at Bayern. Those sort of areas in his game were very strong while he was at Juventus and at Ajax previously. His progressive play, his carries, very confident, and he's going to get that ball forward a little bit like I suppose Lisandro already does. Certainly going to be very confident, pressing it into the middle third and helping the ball get forward. Short, medium and long range passes are all very accurate. That's a great quality of his, and he's going to be bringing over as well should he join us. In terms of his distance covered, he doesn't mind getting around down the pitch overall. Certainly in the attacking third, he's still very strong getting those tackles in. And the mid third's not too bad either, still in the 62nd percentile. But that final third, far fewer tackles, and his tackle one percentage has dropped in the last couple of seasons as well. So we would definitely need to see much more on that side of it, much more from the interception side as well, especially when you think of how much stronger and tougher the Premier League can be. Marc was similar to De Ligt in many ways, really. He's very strong in bringing the ball forward into that middle third and helping with the attacking play. His defensive actions are very strong when he gets them done, but they are quite lacking again. Maybe that's because he's with Palace, but there was quite a few games there where his actual number of tackles and the number of defensive movements he's tried to actually carry out are quite low. In terms of his passing, not quite as strong as De Ligt sees with his. Is making more actions in his own third rather than the middle or the final attacking third. Guehi has also always played on the left side of a defence. Even though he is right-footed, he's quite comfortable there with both feet and is quite happy to play in that sort of role. He's been playing there for Palace and Swansea previously. While he's not quite as strong with the carries, getting into the middle and attack, he is actually very good in his own defensive third, actually drawing the fouls and actually winning the free kicks and breaking down the opposition's play. He's also pretty good at switching the play, and will certainly obviously grow and develop stronger with more game time, especially coming to a bigger club. It was felt Palace would want around about 40 million for him. His England exploits though, and the success of England in the Euros, that's probably going to climb at least 10 million, so 50, perhaps a little bit more. Branthwaite, he's actually one of the more solid defensively here statistically. That's because at Everton he was the one that stayed back a bit rather than one helping the progressive play. But it's certainly something he can do, it's certainly something he did do while he was at PSV. When we look at his game, he's very committed to his tackles and can get plenty of blocks and interceptions in. He's also very strong again at drawing those fouls and breaking down and slowing the opposition play. Confident with recoveries and in the air. He's certainly going to be bringing a bit more stability and solidity to our back line. In terms of his defensive actions, as I say, we saw a lot more of him recently in his own defensive third, but also very strong in that middle third too. With regards to passes and carries, these are things we definitely need to see more of for him to be successful at United. Ronald Araujo, he certainly seems the most complete and most rounded, but at 25 you'd certainly expect that from him anyway. Very solid going in the advanced areas and very comfortable with his head and with the carries. He's a very confident and stable defender. Interceptions and blocks he's not so stronger, and actually defensive actions in his own third aren't actually very high, but that could again be down to the absolute brilliance of Barcelona. You know, they're a much higher up team and they're going to be putting other people under the cosh. In terms of where he is in that middle third especially, absolutely solid and dependable. Calafiore is actually a solid all-round defender. Fantastic going forward, he's definitely going to create some chances. He's also though very, very confident and capable at the back. His recoveries, tackles won, interceptions, use of his head in the defensive areas and further up the pitch are all fantastic. He's certainly an all-rounder, and this is why for me I've put him on here just to get some of these stats and some of the information, because I think it'd be great for us to go for him. He's also left-footed and reportedly at a bargain price of just 30 million. That's certainly why clubs like Arsenal are interested as well. Scalvini, whilst not as confident in the air, you're certainly going to see him all over the pitch. Certainly higher up, he's going to be intercepting and tackling and really making sure that the defence starts right in the opposition's third. Confident with dribbles and take-ons also across the whole of the pitch. He's certainly someone who's going to bring an awful lot to any side that takes him. Scavani, just like the next two we're going to talk about, is the sort of player you'll see all over the pitch, and he isn't just about playing with his feet and bringing it out to defence. He's going to be helping in all aspects of the game. Benfica's Antonio Silva has absolutely fantastic defensive statistics. I mean, this guy isn't going to let much past him at all. Very much like an old-fashioned stopper in many respects. But actually, he's more than that. He's able to bring the ball forward. He's able to make the blocks. He's able to come back and defend. He knows where to position himself. His passing and passing accuracy is absolutely fantastic. You know, as good as anyone you could get defensively. This guy is absolutely superb. But unfortunately, it does look like, whilst he was our first choice originally, that Benfica wants somewhere around 60 to 70 million plus 15 to 20 million in add-ons, making him a very expensive choice. And finally, with Leny Yoro, well, fantastic player again. Quite similar qualities in many respects. Certainly likes to go and attack and close down the players and really close down those oppositions, shut down the chances while he can. He's a sort of player who's confident in the air. He's a sort of player who's confident with passes, but his tackling ability is certainly there as well. He's happy to get forward. He's going to be involved with the attacking play and creating openings. So defensive actions, you know, he's very confident and very skilled in his defensive actions. And as I say, getting himself into a position where he can get people offside or really block people and make sure that they can't progress their ball, or drawing those fouls again. If, of course, Real have spent up their budget getting Mbappe, then this could be a really great opportunity for us. Very young, talented defender indeed, and you can see why so many people are after him. It's certainly the way it seems at the moment with the new Ineos setup. There's lots of different people getting contacted, lots of different people all in the loop, and they're trying to make sure they're finding the right price at the right time and not getting caught out. So that's why we're talking to so many people at once, but also 8 players here, but that's because there is definitely 2 that we're after. It could be more than 2. It might be 3 that we're going to go for. Don't rule that out either. It really depends obviously on outgoings. United very much dependent on people coming out as well as in this season. So we do need that money to balance the books off. Certainly one thing we can get from Martinez, he's absolutely a fantastic player also on the left side of the defence in terms of the left full back. And I don't think we should rule that out, to be honest. He's played there in his early days over in Argentina. He played there in his early days over with Ajax, and he played there again this week with Argentina themselves. So it's certainly something that he has been doing in the past. It's certainly something he's used to, so I think we should keep that as an option as well. And that's why we're certainly looking for those 2 players at the very least, so a left-sided defender and a right-sided defender, but there is going to be a bit of an interchange. Certainly the way that Eric likes it, certainly the way that we need to keep those sort of enough cover in each position, we certainly need that sort of flexibility as well. So can you see any of these guys playing and joining the United team? Which two do you think would make the best partnership? Let me know below and I'll speak to you all soon.